Action.
All right, welcome back, everyone. This is the final session of Eclipse Phase, presented by Blades and Blasters. We are going to just basically pick up right where we left off. We abruptly ended last time, so we're just going to pick up there. We ended it with you essentially making it into Area 51, being introduced to STM 117. And him kind of showing you around, and you are unloading equipment, and finally found the appropriate area to set up your darkcaster / barcaster here in this area. So that is where we'll pick up. You guys basically unloading your gear and spending the time to actually set this thing up. Okay. So you have multiple, several boxes around you, and from training it's going to take approximately 3 days to go ahead and set this thing up to completion.
Without sleep?
Yeah, well, no, yeah, no,
okay.
that'll include your sleep, yeah, but
Sleep is not a priority.
Yeah, essentially three robust working days to set all of this up. So I'll kind
like 5. Fair enough.
So I'll kind of let you take it from here just a little bit before we move on. This is day 1.
So put a bottle of alcohol on one of the counters in here, and then look for some easy crates that we can get started with, because I don't feel like doing a whole lot of work here. Just worry about setting the ground. So we're talking like, I don't know, something to do with electronics, maybe? Seems good.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a combination of electronics and hardware.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've got hardware, especially electronics, so here we go. I gotta beat a 95.
Okay, so you find that this isn't really all that difficult. Your training prepared you for this, along with your background, especially. You're realizing now, why you were actually chosen to come here and do this. Not only are you expendable, but you're actually good for this position and for this job. So that realization kind of strikes you as you're deftly and quickly connecting all the pieces and parts.
Hey, Roan, hand me that electro-supersonic discombobulator. I gotta get it hooked in.
All right, I'm attempting to figure out exactly what that is. Oh.
I'm just fucking with you. Hand me the wrench. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Yes, ISAT would say, a discombobulator processing error. No such thing found.
Yeah, your sense of humor is pretty great. Appreciate it.
So, I'm going to try and look through a box, see what I can do. Can I have SciSat assist me?
Yeah, you basically have the schematics and diagrams there. SciSat can actually stream them to you, which will allow you to have a +30 on your roll.
All right. SciSat, you helping me out?
Yeah, he will stream the schematics straight to you.
So Rome goes digging through boxes, and he's like fumbling with items, and he's picking them up and kind of accidentally dropping them, and reaches out to pick it up again and kicks it with his foot. Parts are just kind of sliding around the floor, and she looks completely out of her element and has no idea what she's doing.
Fascinating. I
Square
find it
box and a round
fascinating
hole.
that Firewall chose you for this mission. It is clear that you cannot operate within mission parameters. Here you go. This seems to be the wrench you're looking for.
This guy gets it. Ron, I gotta tell you, I understand why you were brought along, but I just don't think this shit's your forte. Maybe you can find, like, I don't know, a good storage area for some of these boxes or some of that food that we have, just so it doesn't, like, taste like complete shit after 2 days. I mean, you seem pretty investigative and shit, probably. I'm just guessing, being security and all. Fuck.
Are you security programmed for this group?
Yes, I am.
Please follow me. These are computer panels that you can view. All external cameras and sensor networks. You can manage and review our current base of operations and security vulnerabilities and threat level. Please feel free to familiarize yourselves with these controls. Thank you.
All right, I sulk over there, defeated. Gonna look through the security protocols.
Syset begins to essentially start flooding Mick with schematics and please hurry. This is taking too long.
Yeah, whatever. Let's take a drink of.
Perhaps you would be more productive without that poison in your system.
No, you don't understand. I'm not a functioning alcoholic, Syset. I'm a non-functioning non-alcoholic. Without this, I don't do anything. So that's the last thing that you want me to do. Just keep streaming schematics and, I don't know, tell me a funny story every hour so I don't lose interest with this shit. Jesus.
So while Bugmig continues to work on the darkcaster, what would STM and SciSat like to do? Roan is familiarizing himself with security protocols and the security operation systems for the facility. Are you guys doing anything?
STN would observe that while Bugmake is capable, has a tendency to lose interest and defocus on his current task. So he will stand by and assist him in any way he can to build Farcaster.
Yeah, I would be.
I'm just gonna make him do all the shit I don't want to do. Pretty much.
I would be focusing on getting the Farcaster built.
Okay. Okay.
Basically, in other words, we don't trust the bug. So
sounds like it.
It's triple redundancy to get.
It's a good idea. To not.
So as you're familiarizing yourself with this, all of the security systems and the different availabilities that you have for this area, go ahead and take an infosec test. Oh wait, I'm sorry, not an infosec. It's the where is it?
Interfacing?
Interface. There we go.
Who do you want to do that?
Roan.
Roan? Me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you said interfacing?
Interfacing, yes. Since you're messing with the computers.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
you quickly figure the system out. since it is a security system and you have had some interaction with it before, with different types of security systems, computers you don't know very well, but security systems you do. So you quickly discover that this facility has outward-facing cameras. It has proximity, alarms. It has a whole host and array of different types of sensors and alarms available to you guys to use if you need it. So you quickly figure that out while messing around with the system.
Awesome. Do I have the Ghost Rider on with SciSat?
I don't know. Do you?
Well, I thought I said I did, but I didn't know if he's on me.
Yeah, I should be on everybody's shoulder simultaneously if they allow it.
Okay.
Well, not Zypher's, not STM, but the other two of you.
Okay, cool. Hey, SciSat, check this shit out. And I start showing him all the stuff.
Yeah, what do I see?
Basically, the security cameras, the alarms, the sensors, all that. Can you remote into this?
And yes, I can remote in through your mesh interfaces, I guess, maybe? I don't know. Can I? That's a good question. From a Ghost Rider module? I don't know. Is there a mesh network in this building?
There is not a mesh network in this building.
Well, I'm currently not in my in the Fenrir. The Fenrir has interfaces, but I currently do not.
Yeah, just a little bit of. Well, go ahead and make an interface check, SciSat.
Okay. Maybe a Ghost Rider module does have a small interface. I don't know the answer to that, honestly. Let's see here. Where's my dude? Okay. Interfacing.
Okay, so you writing from the Ghost module, you're still able to actually search for any kind of stream. You don't find any wireless networks, and a quick kind of observation of the entire place, you realize quickly that everything here is hardwired.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no wireless network in place.
Yes. So is SciSat actually connected to the hardwired network at this point, or no?
No one has made an attempt to do that.
Well, I mean, I would try to. I interfaced with the computer system, so if I interface with the computer systems, I'm going to try to spread out throughout the entire network and see what I can see.
Okay. So Roan would need to go ahead and use an actual connection from his Ghost module into the wired system. Or someone else, because Roan would have to make an interface or a hardware test to be able to do that correctly. I don't know if that's the person you want trying to connect you to the system.
Did pretty well last time.
Yeah.
Hey, can I? Hey, SciSat, how about? I'm going to scout some other places. The Bug had a good idea about the supplies, but how about we go back up and try and get your Fenrir hooked up into the system.
Yes, ask STM-117 if he can run cables to the Fenrir, if he does not object.
Okay, STM, bunch of numbers. Can you hook up our tank to the system?
Certainly. Your tank meets specifications for local area network. It will not be a problem to hook up your tank to the facilities network. Please follow me, and I will do it for you.
And Syset
I'm
asks,
following him.
yeah, he's just kind of like on Roan's shoulder, right? And he says, do you have a... let me think of how to phrase this. What's the Eclipse phase terminology? What's the terminology for okay, yeah. Do you have a sleeving facility here for farcasting capabilities to sleeve into morphs? With a brain box and other essential equipment?
Unfortunately, no. Those advanced technologies do not exist at this facility. I've been maintaining myself with parts, but what you see is my original sleeve.
So, Doc, question.
Yes.
What did they tell us how they were planning on using this farcasting station once they got it set up, if there are no morphs here to sleeve into?
Yes, remembering back to this is something you would all know. Remembering back to your training, they informed you that there would be farcasting sleeving facilities here at this location. That's one of the reasons why it was picked.
Yeah, Sysat asked Roan, instead of worrying about the boxes for Mick, perhaps you should find these facilities that Firewall has proclaimed this station has. If STM is correct, then setting up this farcasting station may be useless.
You do also know, this is just common knowledge for the three of you. Part of the farcasting equipment is a small, essentially a drive that would allow basically egomorph casting.
Yeah, infomorph, just to hold an infomorph, right?
Infomorph.
Mm-hmm.
It would allow someone to be cast here as an infomorph, or you could also hook up to it, download your ego, and then cast back as an infomorph.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Syset asks, we should connect the farcasting station to the local area network when possible. And
Certainly.
he's saying this assuming that the local area network is going to be accessible to wherever the sleeving station is, but he doesn't know that yet, obviously.
Yeah, I'll start looking for all this stuff. What
is it you're looking for?
The re-sleeving station.
Yeah, like physically walking around looking for it.
No, using a computer as best I can.
Oh, you're gonna. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna, once I get in the local area network, I'll start forking off and looking all through the network and see if it's networked. So I don't know if that's necessary. But I was talking about physically going looking around and seeing what he can find.
Okay. So right now we're going to the tank. We're going to do that, and then I'll go look after that.
Okay. So Mick continues to kind of work putting things together while everyone kind of goes their own direction. STM takes you back up to the Fenrir and goes ahead and pulls out some, these thick cables essentially. They have a black rubber lining around them. They're thick enough you can grab essentially with two hands, and he drags them out of like this enclosed utility closet area, drags them across the ground, and hooks them into one end of looks like a big breaker box. Is essentially what it looks like. The ends connect with a little click, and he gives it a twist, and then drags the other end out to the Fenrir. And Fenrir has basic modifications and connections, which will actually allow this to connect into it.
Yeah, the Sysat in the Fenrir does everything he has to do. To basically, there's a big port on the side of the Fenrir that's covered by some shielding, basically a metal, kind of like a small metal door, and it kind of just pulls back in 4 directions, opening the port to allow the cable to be inserted and screwed on. And when it is, one of the Sysats goes and begins to fork and try to download and process all the local area network systems as fast as it can.
Okay. So Mick is continuing to put together the Farcaster, the Darkcaster. You are being connected and forking and entering into the intranet local system. And Roan is physically walking through the facility and just seeing what he can see and find. Roan, go ahead and make an investigation test.
Can I just shoot something?
So Roan's walking around and just seems pretty much lost, kind of walking through different corridors. He takes one of the kind of elevator bays down one flight. It's a med room essentially. He just kind of looks around, looking in rooms and pushing on door handles, shaking them, not getting anywhere, so he leaves them alone. Roan just kind of wandering around.
Oh shit, I dropped the connector cables on my foot again. God damn it. Pick it up and just putting things together. And just adjusting stuff. That sucks. So sucks.
Okay, so Sysat, you've entered into the local network.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make a networking test.
A networking test? I don't think that's what you mean, right? You're talking about not like networking with other people, right? Interfacing?
Interface. There we go.
Oh Lord.
Oh!
Not good.
So you try and interface with this somewhat archaic system, and you're trying to essentially kind of reprogram some of your own skills and reboot some of your own programs to help make sense with some of these older systems, these local area systems, whereas you've been used to the mesh this whole time. You're having to kind of readjust and reboot some programs to make sense of it all and get some information.
Yeah, he just doesn't really tell anybody what's happened. He's kind of continues to work on it.
So the day continues. Evening comes. The biomorphs do need to get some sleep. That is essentially one full day of work on the Darkcaster. As the day is winding down, you guys can interact with each other. And otherwise, we'll move on to the next day.
I finished tightening like 1 or 2 more lug nuts or some whatever the fuck we're all this, and just rub all 4 of my hands together, getting some dirt off of them, walk over, start drinking out of the vodka again. I realize it's near empty. I'm glad I packed a couple more of those. Shit. This is gonna be a long trip. And sort of set up a nice little area, probably over in the corner here, just with a bedroll or something that we have. Just throw some soft things. I'm all lined up until I'm satisfied with it for later, and just fuck around and dig into some of the files here, probably see what I can find for funsies.
Hey, Stem, why are there so many locked doors around this place?
This is a military facility. Military facilities will have locked doors.
Haven't you been here forever?
Sorry. Memory cannot be accessed. Reason unknown.
What? I'm gonna have to kick some doors open tomorrow. All right. Didn't we see like a dorm somewhere along the way? Obviously, I don't know. I can't remember.
Yes, there are sleeping quarters. I can show them to you.
That's where I'm going.
And then STM will take you to a section on the same floor that have like multiple bunk beds and facilities that you can use. All of them are in pretty good order. It's well lit, usable condition.
All right, I'm jumping in one.
And then STM is gonna go up to the Fenrir. Sai-san, do you need any assistance?
And Syset responds, I am having trouble interfacing with your systems. Any assistance would be appreciated.
Yes. This military installation uses the CSIM version 2.1 communication protocol. Computer interlay sequence messaging version 2.1. Are you familiar with this communication protocol?
And Syset pauses for a moment. No, not in my local databank. I would usually research such things on the mesh, but there is no mesh here. This is a very old protocol.
Yes, you are correct in your assessment. Let me help you connect to the network, and then you can download all the specifications for that communication protocol.
And Syset says, very well. Assistance accepted.
So,
Interesting.
Stem tries to assist you. Go ahead, Stem.
Interesting. I cannot recall the interfacing procedure.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that will conclude the first day. While you two continue to try and work this out and hash it out and figure out what the miscommunication is or what the missing link is between language protocols and the two systems. The other two get an uneventful night's sleep and start the second day bright and early.
So like 11 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Can STM try help Sai-san interface again?
So this is day 2. Mick needs to go ahead and make a hardware check again for the second day of construction, essentially.
Okay.
And once again, fluid as always, despite his inebriation, it seems to be helping him. He reaches for the bottle with the same kind of ease and swiftness as he reaches for a wrench, and kind of starts putting the pieces together like a jigsaw puzzle that he has memorized.
It's all about, you get too much fucking stress if you just worry about the wires. You just gotta take a break sometimes, and and Dietrich takes a drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your communication patterns are unclear 95% of the time. Please rephrase your commentary.
Yeah, but you just said 5% of the time you get exactly what the fuck I'm saying, so really, who's got the problem here? You're missing out on 95% of my communication, not the other way around, buddy. I mean, I can't help you. You gotta help yourself.
Most illogical. But then again, your existence and approach to this problem seems illogical. I shall leave you to it.
Give him 4 thumbs up and get back to fixing everything.
Do you have a thumb?
They're thumbs for my hands. Don't talk shit, Ron, okay? You can't even turn a fucking computer on.
I kick a wrench and walk away. I'll go ahead.
STM will assist SciSat in interfacing again if he can.
Do I hear these fuckers trying to put their heads together to get this thing? Cause
I only have 80 in interfacing, and yeah, I mean...
Because I have to show both of them up if I can. Just offhand after I take a drink, with my fucking 4th hand here, type a few buttons on the computer at somebody. Matter of fact, I think I will. I'm not even gonna fucking ask. Here. There you go.
So Mick takes a swig out of a bottle, walks over to the main computer at the table there, and just kind of nonchalantly and briefly punches in 3 lines of code. And as soon as he does that, you feel the network essentially kind of open up. Go ahead and make an interfacing test, Lady Killer. SciSat with a +10.
Mm-hmm.
You can let him know how his help worked.
Yeah, SciSat says, I have access to the network. I was able to crack the code with STM-117's aid.
And Mick's gonna be fairly proud of himself because he knows what he did. Under his breath, only fucking person running the show around here. Yeah, fix the fucking set up the Farcaster. Oh yeah, type in this. Make sure this idiot can get in the interface. What else am I gonna do? Fucking invented the wheel and fire at the same time.
It is unknown who invented fire or the wheel. If you wish, I can give you a dissertation on ancient human peoples.
Yeah, sure. In I don't know, 2 or 3 lifetimes from now, it sounds really exciting to do. But right now, I'm just gonna make sure this whole thing doesn't fucking plummet. So bear with me.
When you say lifetimes, what is your definition so I can mark it on my calendar?
Give me a call the day after the sun burns out and we'll talk.
I will live. Organics will not. You must re-sleeve into a synthmorph. By then, I will remind you.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you go ahead, Roan.
I'm still looking around. What? I don't know at this point.
Go ahead and make an investigation test and add 20 for your continued search. So you're becoming a little more familiar with the place.
Nice.
Huge.
So you in your searching, you come across several different areas. You know that there are 4 levels to the location. You've been up and down through each level, but you also are able to find out that there is a hard hatchway leading to each level, also just beyond also having essentially an elevator. There's also hard hatchways leading up and down to the different levels, so you don't have to rely on the elevator if the electronics go out. You are also able to find a small weapons room with a cache of weapons and ammo as well.
Yes. Okay.
So I don't know what you're going to do from here. If you're going to go back and inform people, if you're going to, continue just looking around.
Well, we still have our thing where we can talk to each other, right? Where we don't have to be physically with each other.
You're all connected. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, yeah. So as I'm searching, I'm letting everybody know what I find as I'm finding it.
Yeah, that's the only wireless network here. Is your guys' essentially your TACnet communication devices.
Yeah, our normal VPN wouldn't work. It's got to ride over the mesh.
TACnet is essentially just a super high-tech, fancy set of walkie-talkies.
Mm-hmm. So it says, excellent. So did you actually find the station? Is it what we would consider a resleeving clinic, essentially, or no?
He hasn't found anything that looks even remotely like a resleeving facility.
So he just found hatches that lead into other parts of the facility?
Yes.
In a weapons room.
He's found hatches and a weapons cache.
Yeah, so SciSat would ask STM's 117, these hatches, where do they go?
One moment. And then you can, I don't know if you can see, but there's a tick to STM's head as he's trying to recollect it. Memory recall non-functional. Cannot recall purpose of hatches. And he kind of shakes his head again a couple of times.
And SciSat says, Roan, if we are to find these farcasting station, resleeving station, you may need to investigate these hatches. Apologies.
All right. I'm opening up a hatch.
Okay, well, I mean, like I said, the hatches, they all connect, all the different levels together. You're just essentially using the hatch to go between levels.
Oh, there's not like any side, anything like that.
You've already been on.
So so it appears that there are no resleeving stations in this place. I mean, I would also search in the local area network to see if there was any indication of a resleeving facility, any programming that would just suggest that sort of thing. and then try to physically find those network devices.
Go ahead and take an interfacing test. So you're finally into the local area network, and you see lots of different files. Of course, files relating to security, files relating to environment, files related to mechanics. Just all the files you would expect. Med bay files that you would expect. Then you notice that one of the files for security are overrides for the doors and everything, because you can lock the doors remotely through the security system. And you see the security file for security doors on level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. But then you also notice a security file for the doors on level 5.
And Syset would ask STM, there is a security file for level 5 of this station. How do we access level 5?
Recall imperfect. Level 5 does not exist in this facility.
And Syset says, the computer system disagrees. Indicates level 5 access.
Repeat, level 5 does not exist. This is 4 levels facility.
Can I try to use the security file to open access to level 5 without knowing really where it is, I suppose?
Yeah, you can try. Go ahead and make an infiltration test at -20.
So an infosec?
Infosec, yeah. So you go ahead and access the security door for level 5, and it activates in the system, and you're obviously aware that it activated within the system. You don't hear any audible noise outside of the system, in the room or anything like that, but it shows that the security door has been activated according to you triggering it.
Is there any blueprints or anything like that in this computer system that I can look at?
You basically, the schematics that you found, that you were shown, level 1 through 4, it has all the blueprints for those, and you're not seeing any schematics for anything beyond that.
And there's nothing on level 4 that looks like it would be a way to get to level 5 then?
I don't know. Someone would have to go down there and really search it again.
Yeah, I just meant schematically. There's not.
Oh, from a schematic point of view,
Yeah.
There's nothing on the schematics.
Yeah, so as I said, Roan, I need you to search for any hatches to level 5, or elevators or lifts, any access up. STM-117 cannot access his memories for level 5.
Can anybody fix his memories?
Under the right circumstances, in a lab, I could perform psychosurgery and determine if his memories have been blocked or removed. It depends. I do not have such facilities here.
Alright, let's do it. I'm hunting for a secret door.
So you go down to level 4, and you get down there, and let me remember what level 4 is here. You get down there, and it's essentially a science lab. It looks like a security lab. It has security systems. It has more monitors, monitoring outside the facility, outside the grounds. The alarm system again, but it's also a science lab. As far as you can tell, to you, it's all Latin. But it looks sciency to you, so you get down there, and go ahead and make a perception test. Yeah.
Which type?
I'm sorry.
I get bonuses based on type. Sorry, hold on.
It would be perception. What types do you have?
Vision, hearing. And
Vision.
smell.
Okay. Vision. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I get plus 20 to all those.
There you go. They just make a perception test at plus 20 then.
Okay.
Okay, so you're kind of digging around and looking throughout level 4, when you just happen to notice a table that's loaded with boxes, and at the base of the table, where one of the legs of the table sit on the floor, you can see kind of a scrape on the floor where the table might have been pulled away several times, and pushed back into place.
Oh, I bum rushed that table.
You bum rush the table.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited! I found something.
So I'm guessing that means you pull the table away.
Yeah, I just want to be dramatic. Come on.
So you pull the table away, and as you pull the table away, you see another one of those hatches leading down that you had found connecting the first floor 4 levels.
Nice. So I said I got a hatch. It goes down.
Very good.
I'm opening it.
STM-117, could you escort Roan to level 5?
Level 5 does not exist. I shall
Could
go
you
to-
go follow Roan to where he goes, whatever level it is?
Affirmative. I am coming to you, Roan.
And then the Sysat on Roan's shoulders tells Roan, STM-117 inbound.
Nice. I got back up. I'm pulling the hatch open. I want to look. I want to see.
Authorization required.
As you try and pull the hatch open, you hear a voice coming from one of the speakers that are in all the rooms that allow for communication between rooms for people who don't have TACnets.
Authorization required. Authorization required.
So is there any security pad or interface or anything like that next to the hatch?
It's actually like a submarine hatch. It's one of the big round metal wheels that you have to spin, but every time he tugs on it, he hears
Authorization required.
It's like it's locked.
I'm looking for a pad, something around. Anything. Keypad, handpad, iPad.
You don't see any pads around.
Sysat will look at anything in the area network in that, like physically in that vicinity that he could tinker with.
So as you continue to look and delve a little deeper, now that you've been able to successfully infiltrate the file into this section, you can look a little further and see that there are several subfiles connected to this that were hidden in the code that you weren't aware of before. And one of these subfolders is the security for the door.
I will attempt to open it.
Go ahead and make the infiltration test. I just closed my.
12.
Okay. So you access the subfolder, and it's essentially an open close subsystem.
Mm-hmm.
And you switch it to open, and Roan, as you're kind of pulling on this thing, all of a sudden you hear a click and then a ksh as bolts underneath start releasing, and you're able to actually spin it.
Yeah.
Level 5 exists.
At that time, STM-117 comes into the room.
Hey, STM, help me out with this. Come on.
I have no recollection of that hatch.
Hey, it's cool. It's here. Let's open it. Come on.
I have no recollection of that hatch.
It's all right. We're gonna go down. We'll see what's in there. So, am I opening it? Is it tugging open?
Yeah,
At
I
that
think it's
point,
open.
When
Mhm.
it's open, STM kind of suddenly cocks his head left to right. Cease and desist.
Oh shit.
Unauthorized access detected. Visual indications do not match last known authorized personnel. Please step away from the hatch. I repeat,
All right, I'm
cease and desist.
gonna take a few steps away. Stem, what's going on, buddy? Sysat, do
Security
something.
protocol activated. Unauthorized personnel accessing.
I can't interface with him, so I can't hack his cyber brain or anything like that, so I can't do anything.
Accessing.
Okay, I'm stepping away. Stepping away from the hatch.
STM will walk over, close the hatch, lock it, step away, and then kind of again there's like this, like these neck break twitches to his head. Do not recollect this hatch. We are in level 4.
Hey,
Sysat
Stem,
says... Yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh, hey, Stem, I think Sysat needs you back up at the Fenrir.
Yes, can you assist me in the Fenrir, please? Or at the Fenrir? No, there's not really a way to get inside.
Affirmative. I shall come up to you, Sysat, to assist you. And
Yeah.
STM kind of turns around and starts walking away.
All right. I'm going to go get my weapons. And I'm going to try and open this door again, but let's keep Stem away for a little bit.
Okay, so as you guys are kind of regrouping and figuring out what just happened, what's going on, of course, Mick can hear all of this through the TACnet, and he's kind of slowed down a little bit, trying to figure out what's going on with you guys. SciSat continues to, probe the system, figure out what's going on. Roan is going to her equipment, getting ready, trying to figure out the best way in. And as you do that, you realize STM is going to just continue covering that hatch anytime it's attempted, every time it's opened. Every time the switch is flipped from closed to open in the system by SciSat, STM is triggered and immediately returns back to the hatch to stop it from being opened.
So I lock him in a fucking room.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking about doing.
I would just sort of over our TACnet that we have after realizing that shit's going weird. Like, hey, SciSat, you got a room that you could get the fuckhead in, that we could just lock him in?
Yes, there should be multiple rooms that we could keep him occupied.
You can put
I
him next to
assume.
here so I can keep an eye on him in case he does anything shady. I'm real perceptive, so nothing gets by me.
Yeah, SciSat would ask STM. STM, we require your assistance on level 1, and he gives him the direct, the specific room to go to.
Well, as you guys, work this plan out, you essentially spend the rest of this evening kind of developing exactly how you're going to do this, your plan, and it's late already. After all of the active, searching and building, it's late already, and your plan will you realize will need to be executed on day 3.
Okay.
All right. How far are we on this Farcaster thing?
On schedule. Don't worry about it. After we handle other things, I think it'll be done.
Nice. I eat my dinner and go to bed. Or already ate dinner. I don't know. One or the other.
Drink my dinner and also sleep on day 2.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on STM during the night, obviously. Just basically keep asking him questions about the facility and
Yeah,
et cetera,
so
et cetera.
STM would be like most cordially explain to you everything that you need to know about the facility. Every time
He needs to know.
Every time you get to specific questions that he cannot recall, he'll just give the usual error messages of memory recall failure,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll be most helpful in all ways.
And be most helpful in every other way.
Yeah.
Unless it's something.
The things you actually want.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you guys, you finish up your conversations with him, you two finish doing everything it is you're doing. Unfortunately, biomorphs do need to sleep. So you eat, you sleep, you do whatever it is you need to do, and it is the start of day 3. So the third day comes, and you can see this Farcaster, this darkcaster, starting to take shape. It's kind of a small tower being built, and with an interface, and essentially what amounts to almost like a nuclear power pack connected to it. So it's coming along nicely. Go ahead and make your test for the third day, Mick.
This is where I blow the whole facility up.
Whoa.
Get banged on.
So yeah,
That's actually a really, like, you want to get high as close to your target number as possible, so it's like almost perfect.
The closer to your target number, the better. So again, just smooth as silk, which is amazing to everyone, considering your level of inebriation at all times, and the obvious hangover you have to have. You continue just kind of working almost like in a trance, like you're just in the zone, connecting this thing and putting it together, almost like you were the only one listening at training.
Pretty much. That's how it seemed to me at the time too. You want to know my secret? I'm never hungover because I'm always drunk.
So he continues to do that. That unfortunately becomes his sole job because no one else is able to assist him, obviously.
By no one else, yeah. You mean me.
So, I said, did you work out a good way to do that whole that thing that we talked yesterday with the guy?
I believe it is possible.
Sweet. Keep me posted in case it's me.
Yeah, so then he's going to ask Stem to go assist in that, basically the furthest part away of the station, and somewhere I can hopefully lock the doors remotely, and if not, Roan to physically lock them behind him.
I'll just fucking do it so Roan's already in position down there. I can just walk
Yeah.
back and finish the fire.
That's true.
Or the darkcaster. It's not gonna shoot me, I'm not next to it. It might, I guess, but who cares?
Yeah, STM will go to level 1 where Mick is, and I have been asked to help you with building the Farcaster. What assistance do you require?
Oh yeah, hold on a minute. Hey, Sidestep, what room was it again?
Level 1. Cargo bay.
Yeah, there's a couple boxes in cargo bay that I need you to, rifle through for a little bit. I'll let you know what I need whenever you're over there. Just get the boxes open.
Affirmative. And then STM starts walking towards cargo bay. Cargo bay 1. And he gets in and starts looking at the boxes. I am in cargo bay 1. Please relay instructions as to what you want me to look for.
Yeah, I'm going to immediately try to shut the doors into that area and lock them from the outside if possible.
Okay, go ahead and make an interfacing test. And actually, you know what? You don't need to do that. That's such an like an automatic action.
Okay.
You just trigger it, and immediately the door locks. Go ahead and make a. Let me see what I'm looking for here. A perception test, STEM, to basically rather than looking for something, it's more of a perception to figure out what their purpose is. You hear the lock. Are you confused, or do you know what it is exactly they're trying to do immediately?
Oh no, I'm confused because because the thing is, I'm working as a two-part, right? I'm helping them, but
Mm-hmm.
certain security protocols are taking over at certain
Oh,
times. So,
yes, we already discussed that. That's right.
yeah.
Okay, so he's in there.
He knows.
He has been confined.
Next, Sysat Roan. Why is the cargo bay locked?
Oh shit, buddy, are those doors locked? Oh man, you know, I think maybe Sysat's having trouble again with faces. I'll just work with him. Just sit tight. I'll get it figured out. No problem.
That seems illogical. Sysat has networked and interfaced with the local area network multiple times. It is unclear why I'm locked inside here.
Because Sysat is inefficient, man. Don't even worry about it. It's all the.
I am not inefficient. You have been locked in this room for your own good.
Fuck.
My own good. That does not compute. I am here to assist you.
Oh
I
shit.
said, get my door open. I need to go.
Oh yeah, he does. He will open it.
So that's going to be an infosec test.
God damn it,
Get that door
Sysat!
open
I'm gonna
again.
start putting fucking stuff in front of the doors because I know it's about to happen.
I mean, I already got it open. Why? It's like, gotta keep doing it.
So, well, yeah, we're going to kind of go in rounds. I'm keeping track of rounds now. Something might happen. So, tell me what happened. Tell me what occurred.
I do not know, but Stim could have altered this file. I cannot open it currently. And that's just over TagNet.
I'm working on moving objects in front of the door that Stem is behind. Fucking tell him why you locking can't just lie, you stupid son of a bitch. Pulling shit around.
Lying is not in my programming.
That's why you should let me fucking talk. God damn it.
Talking is not in your programming.
I said, what's going on with the door? I need it open. The hatch.
I cannot currently open the door. I am working on it.
I'm tugging on it, trying to turn it.
It's obviously not budging. So that is round one. Go ahead and make another test, Sysat.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing infosec here,
Infosec.
right?
Hey.
So once again, Roan, you hear the familiar clicks and the kind of whir, and as you do, the wheel starts spinning in your hand. You're able to actually turn it.
Okay.
So that's the end of the second round.
Oh shit.
Hey, someone let me know if Stem's coming.
Do I have cameras into that room where Stem is?
Yes, there's cameras in
And what is he
in
doing?
essentially every room. You don't see Stem in there.
Well, where did he go?
If you want to access, previous footage,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and interface with that.
And I'm forking as needed.
Wait, what the fuck? I'm just looking through the windows of the door or whatever.
So as you connect, interface with the security system, you see on the camera in one of the far corners of the room there was a vent and you see Stem just pull the vent off and go through it.
He is escaping through a vent in the floor, checking schematics to see where it will...
Well, it's a vent like leading off to the side.
Oh, okay.
Down the floor.
A vent in the wall, checking schematics to see where he is coming.
Check cameras.
Fuck. Gonna try to. Which direction did the vent go?
He gives him the general direction.
The vent, looking at the schematics that you have for 4 floors, you still don't have schematics for the 5th floor.
Right.
Looking at the schematics for the 4th floor, you see that vent actually leads outside.
He is likely outside the facility.
Try to. What exactly should I block off or barricade here? I mean, he's obviously pretty pissed off, so I don't think we should let him get to Roan. I don't want to put him down, but you know.
We can save his cortical stack if needed. So Cysat basically in the Fenrir starts using his T emitter to try to see if he can see him through the walls nearby or anything like that.
So the T-ray emitter, has kind of a short range and sees through the walls, and you're not seeing anything in your immediate area.
Dang it, he goes invisible.
But Roan,
his armor.
Roan, where are you? What are you doing?
Well, this is still that round. The door, we opened it up, right?
This is round 2. It's about to be ready, move to round 3, depending on.
Yeah, I opened the door. I'm standing, or the hatch. I'm over the hatch. That's where I'm at.
And it's essentially iron, metal bars, like a ladder, leading down, just down. Yeah.
Crap. I don't want to put him down yet. Let me shut the door. Let's figure out where he went.
So you shut the door of the hatch?
Yeah.
Okay, so he shuts the door of the hatch.
And I step away from the door.
Okay. You step away from the door. You look around. You don't see anything or hear anyone.
What's the fucking status? I said I'm getting paranoid over here.
Yeah.
I do not see him on any cameras. Roan, what is your status?
I'm in the room, door's closed, and I've stepped away from it. I've backed away. Nothing.
Likely he is in level 5.
So there's a way in from outside to level 5.
Perhaps. Assumed.
Alright, I think that we just need to accept the reality of the situation. I need to come down there. We need to kick the fucking hatch door in and just get it taken care of. Because he knows the facility better than we're ever going to know it. So locking him in somewhere is not going to fucking work unless we got a broom closet around. He's going to fall for that shit again. So, I mean, what is everybody thinking here? Like, I could finish this, then we can go down and do it, but I just don't even know what do you even do at this point?
I worry about leaving the Farcaster unprotected.
Sysat, I am on level 1, right outside the Fenrir. Do you need any assistance?
Yeah, the T emitter goes off again. Trying
you,
to.
you use your T emitter and you see him. He's like at the front entrance. He's standing there.
Can you come in by the Fenrir? STM.
Affirmative. And STM is going to walk up to the fender.
And over the TACnet, Syset says, "Is it possible for you to remove his cortical stack and disable him? You would need to
Who the fuck are you
engage in
asking?
hand-to-hand combat. I do not want to shoot him with a missile."
Oh, I could kick his ass. Yeah, hold on. Put my plasma down and crack all 4 of my bug knuckles. Yeah, just give me a minute, you know? I gotta...
Not you, Roan.
Yeah, I can battle him, but his dead switch. What if his dead switch goes off?
We do not know that he has a dead switch. If so,
Oh,
he will
Okay.
die.
What the fuck?
what's going on?
Yeah, Syset begins to look through the systems to try to find out what that is about.
Okay, just go ahead and make a simple infosec test.
Very nice.
So you search the system and you automatically see that one of the proximity alarms have been set off approximately 2 miles away. Something either heavy or something, a large group or something heavy. Anyway, something with a lot of mass essentially has set off a proximity alarm some distance away.
Yeah, Syset would say, "Proximity alarm, STM-117. Do you know what this might be? Is there any visual communication from here to this area?"
There's no visual communication. It's simply, you know, exactly what it sounds like, just a proximity alarm to let you
Yeah.
know when something, you know, larger than a rabbit is crossing a territory leading towards this facility.
Mm-hmm.
This base has always been under siege. People try to come and scavenge parts from here. I must go to my lookout and assess the situation.
Syset says, "We shall be here waiting."
STM
Alright, bud.
knows. STM knows when that proximity alarm goes off that there is a vantage point that can be reached prior to whatever set the proximity alarm off gets close enough to this facility.
Okay, STM is going to make his way to that vantage point.
Yeah, as he leaves the facility, Syset, "This is the opportunity to go to level 5. Hurry." He waits a decent amount of time from when he's gone.
I guess you want me to keep working on this bullshit until he comes sprinting back in and breaks the doors down?
Yes.
Alright, I'm headed back to the door.
So I'm assuming some time goes by before you.
Yeah, we don't do it right after. We wait
We'll
until
let
he's.
him walk about a mile before.
Yeah.
But STM still does have vocal communication with you guys. Well, I guess he wouldn't. Huh.
Don't gotta listen to him. So.
No, he probably does not. I wouldn't think.
Vocal communication by mutually assured parties. I'm not listening.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, actually, I'm going to say part of the equipment that's, you know, in this facility, part of the cache that was found, part of just general stuff are like, and it makes sense for this area also to have military grade essentially radios
Yeah, sure.
Two-way radios so that you can communicate. Stem grabs one of those on his way out.
Okay, cool. Stem will do that.
So
Take the batteries out of it now.
So while he's gone, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna work on the Farcaster until I'm called up to repel whatever the fuck crossed the wire.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in. Roan, go and check out level 5. I am going to take the Fenrir outside for defensive purposes. And then Sisat on Roan's shoulder says, we should go check out level 5.
Alright, I'm going.
Okay. So, let me get you to level 5. The hatch opens and Roan walks down there, and using the tack net, he kind of gives you his view of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's, a long hall. There's, gurneyways and air vents and different things. And it's just kind of cold and damp down there. And he makes his way through, not finding anything of any kind of importance until he reaches this door here, which looks to be very intricately locked.
Another door. Okay.
So,
Alright, I'm examining it, seeing if there's any way to open it up.
you're looking around it, and it's got it's got these huge, giant bolts going through it. It's not something you're going to budge.
Is there any mechanism to open it?
Sisat, Roan, Mick. There are raiders approaching the complex. Multiple bogies sighted. Repeat, raiders approaching the complex. Multiple bogies sighted. Request backup. Need to neutralize raiders. Cannot compromise facility. Request backup.
Sisat says, Fenrir inbound.
Alright, I'm going to take a quick look at it again, but if I don't see any way to open it up, I'm going to be heading back up.
Yeah, you're not seeing anything like that. There's no keypad. There's no button. There's no doorknob. Yeah, you're not seeing exactly how you're gonna get that open.
It does not look like anything I've ever seen before.
I mean, it looks like a very secure hatch.
Secure hatch.
Well, one of the Sisats is going to try to see if there's a security protocol to open that door.
Okay. You do find the subsystem file that shows that door, but you also find that there is a firewall on it.
I will try to hack it. I'll use straight brute force hacking.
Okay, so it'll be straight brute force hacking.
Yeah, it gives me a plus 30. You want me to open up all my... Hold on. I haven't looked at this in a while.
Hey,
Okay.
at this point, though, how long is this going to take for him to try and get in there?
It takes minutes. I mean, alright, so I'm going to have to be careful on this because all my stuff is not necessary. Soft gears are all with me, though.
Sci-Fi, Ron, Mick, please hurry. Raiders are getting close to complex. Request backup.
Yeah, the Finner is going to go out there, too. While the Sysat on Roan's shoulder is going to try to hack. Yeah, let's see. There we go. Plus 32 infosec for brute force hacking. So basically, I have over 100 skill. I have 110.
Okay, and then it's going to be opposed, and you need to beat it by 30.
Okay.
The opposed firewall is rolling at 70.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty good roll for me.
But you don't beat the opposed by 30.
He failed.
Oh, 70, that's right. I said 70. Yeah. So you get past the firewall, and the proximity alarm goes off again.
Sysat, are you in position? I do not see you.
Yeah, the Finner is going out there wherever towards that.
So just so I'm clear, just the Fenrir is going out.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, I need to know this. Okay, so Roan, you hear the hatches, the triggers kind of give way. And, well, actually, you just beat the firewall. Go ahead and just make the interface now with it. Just a regular interface roll.
What do, oh god. Moxie. Can I use a Moxie?
You can use
to make that a 69?
Yep, you can use a Moxie to make that a 69.
I will.
So now you hear the bolts and everything give off a hiss, and the vault opens up sideways like a door, leading stairs up into another room.
Leading up to into another room?
Yes.
All right.
But while you were searching,
and then the Sysats and the Finner are forking to man both guns.
Well, no, I was still in a gun, wasn't I?
Oh, yeah. So actually, Roan is with me. Yeah.
I'm the one who's sitting here jerking my dick fixing this.
yeah, he called for backup, and no one wanted to go out there.
No, I gotta. No, who else is gonna put this together? Nobody.
Okay, so
Jesus.
It's good to be a tank.
It's like fighting a fucking building.
So wait, who's in the tank?
Me and Roan.
But then who's at the doors?
Roan and... So he's just forked, right? Roan has a fork in here.
I see. Cool.
So
Yeah, so you see this massive tank lumbering forward with these missile silos pointed forward.
So you get into this area, and this is where the proximity alarm. It's this this kind of peak area here out in the desert that rolls downhill. There's a lot of damaged buildings. A lot of damaged buildings off to the side. Here and here. These are all different buildings. The highest building level is 3 floors. If anyone's curious about that, nothing taller than 3 stories. There's sand berms, and there's this ridge that has these down-sloping, what looks like ramps almost, off in the distance. And then the proximity alarm that sent off. You see raiders coming off in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Is someone playing a big guitar? Shooting flames?
So go ahead and oops, let me clear that.
Don't have control over the token, just letting you know.
I don't either.
Okay, let me fix it then.
Hey, do you need to put my token on just so I can roll initiative? So I'll be on
Yep,
there.
probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I just move with the tank, so I'm not.
Yeah, we could just go at the same time, right? But if you want to track yourself.
Because I just have your one machine gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do me a favor once you have control. And again, the blue is going to be, what did we have it last time?
I don't remember. Durability?
Yeah, blue is going to be your wound threshold. Green is going to be your durability. And red is going to be any wounds that you do take.
What was green?
Your durability.
DR is damage reduction, is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Alright. Mine's 180, so. Initiative?
Alright. Yep, go ahead and roll initiative.
Just to get an idea, am I in the open, or as a sniper, could I be like somewhere in here behind the dunes, laid down low?
So what I'm going to do is, since you came out early, STEM, you can position yourself wherever you would like.
Oh, awesome. So in that case,
Yeah.
I'm up on the ridge with my sniper, up on that
Yeah.
hillock.
DR is not damage reduction, it's something else.
It's
Durability.
durability.
No, it's not durability either. Durability is DUR.
Oh, damage rating. Yeah. DR.
Yeah.
Oh, damage rating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure about that?
Well, Dave, do you have the book up?
Yeah, hold on.
I think it's something if you get smoked, right?
Well, he rolled shitty. I'm gonna roll for the Raiders. What the hell?
If you're getting 0, something's wrong with their.
No, I'm not getting zeros. And actually, that would be an 8 as well. Okay. There we go. Okay. Hey, Roan, go ahead and put in your wound threshold, your durability.
Well, I'm not. I'm just a.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're
Yeah.
you're inside of.
Yeah.
Heck. Okay. What's going on? I'm trying to put it in and it's not entering on my side.
Hit enter.
Oh. Okay, so STEM has a first move.
Okay, so STEM is going to basically use his sniper rifle and shoot that person there. Let's see how this goes.
So because of the you're on that berm, but they're still down. This area here is in like an elevated position. It moves up. That's still going to be an awkward shot. So it's going to be -10 to your shot.
Okay. Hold on. -10 to my shot. Okay, and I'll be using AccuShot ammo, so that ignores all range modifiers. Okay. And how do you roll this? The first time I'm actually in battle.
It should be your weapon skills.
Oh.
Your sheet. Yeah, perfect. Your sheet should have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I see. This is a kinetic weapon, so here goes. That's sniper rifle kinetic 13. Yeah.
Okay, and that was against who again? Sorry.
Hold on. This guy here, the guy right there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. He's gonna roll his fray. I'm sorry.
Sure.
His fray is 50, so half of that is 25 against ranged weapons. He does not make it, so it hits.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll for your damage.
Ooh, so bad.
Uh, four,
14, and the armor penetration, if he has any, is 12 with the sniper rifle.
yeah, so he does not have any armor on. So you did 14. So that is a wound on him.
Yeah, so as STM kind of lays down, he's done this many a time. It's almost like a drill for him right now. He kind of chambers the shell in, and then just shoots, and then rechambers the next rounder.
Okay. It's HQ1.
I'm gonna shoot a missile right in the middle of them.
You being at a even lower elevation is going to be an even more awkward shot.
It's a seeker.
Oh, you have a seeker?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have to make any kind of test to see if you lock on or connect?
I just have to roll against my seeker, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
Alright, let's find out. It's not that great, but I use Moxie.
How much moxie you have?
I got one left, I think.
Yeah. So you swap the 72 into a 27.
Mm-hmm.
So that's obviously a hit. They're gonna try and I mean, I don't even think Frey is gonna do anything for them. It might, they might jump out of the way in time to take less damage. But it's area of effect, right?
Yeah, it is. But I'm not seeing it on here. Hold on. DR is death rating, by the way. Yeah, there's definitely an area effect. I mean, but I think they can fray to get out of the way.
Yeah, so this one has a fray of 80, so that's going to be 40 against ranged, which it does not do. He gets out of the way.
Fuck yeah, he does.
He jumps. He gets out of the way.
Oh no, we're fighting a tank.
He does not get out of the way. And he does not get out of the way. So these top two in the back behind the drone there, they had successful fray tests. So they basically dive out of the way after the missile hits. And what's your damage with the missile? And what kind of area? what kind of area of effect does it have?
It honestly doesn't say what the area is. It just says. Hold on, let me make sure.
It's fucking nuclear. It's actually gonna do damage to himself as well.
I really, oddly enough, it doesn't say what the range is, but it says that it loses -4 damage per meter of distance from the blast. But how long does the blast go?
Yeah, what's the blast?
Let me see if I can find out.
Maybe what's the damage first of all, and then whenever you.
Oh, the damage is. I doubt that.
Odd.
Let's see what's plus on that. Okay. Armor pen is 8.
Okay. So who were you firing at specifically? First off,
I was firing right in the middle. If that was the middle, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah. So you have to pick a target. So.
Well, whoever was in that target right there.
So this guy was in there, the one that jumped out of the way.
Okay.
So you hit the ground essentially then.
That's fine.
So we need to find out what the radius is.
Everybody, it won't even matter. I mean, the blast is at least 1. So -4 damage to anybody that didn't fray. So basically 23 damage with 8 penetration.
Okay, 23 damage with 8 penetration. The drone has armor on it.
Yeah, 8 pin on that armor.
Mm-hmm. So 4 go through. So it was 23. 4. I'm sorry. 4 are soaked up. So that leaves 19. So that does add a damage. And 19 down. Wow. And these guys have no armor. Yeah, that wipes him out and him out.
Remember that time we fought a tank?
No, because they're dead.
It's a good idea. This couldn't go wrong. Really happy we made this decision. That's what those guys are thinking right now.
Okay. That was HQ1. So the scavengers go. He is going to run into that area there. And then it's Roan's turn.
Alright, I got the machine gun, so I'm shooting at the biggest target.
They're quite a ways away, so it's going to be at a -30 to hit from that distance with the machine gun.
That's okay. That's what I'm doing. So whatever that is, that the drone?
Yeah, this is the drone right here.
Okay. How do you guys do that? The ping.
Oh, you got to go to the ruler tool. It's the 4th one down.
No, the ping is the left.
Oh, the ping. Hold your left click.
Yeah, left click, hold down.
Aha. Okay. That's what I'm shooting at. So it's a machine gun, right? So it's kinesthetic.
It's a submachine gun, technically.
Okay,
Kinetic
so
weapon.
Kinetic.
It's a kinetic weapon.
Yeah, kinetic.
Okay. And you said -30.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, 53.
Okay.
So you hit it. I'm gonna roll its fray though. What did I say it was? 80 minus half, so 40 against ranged weapons. And as you fire at it, you see dust kick up as it whirs and moves off to the left, and you see where your shots kind of hit the berm and send up sand flying into the air everywhere.
Okay.
And it's the drone's turn. The drone is going to into this position here. Then it's the raiders' turn, and they are also going to move into this position here.
Yeah, stay close to each other. It's a good idea.
But they now have cover from these buildings here. So Roan gets another turn.
Oh yeah, forgot. I'm gonna shoot again with the same target. It moved.
Okay. Well, they're hidden underneath this big berm here, and by the buildings down here. So you're shooting.
Okay.
You're essentially shooting blindly. Shooting blindly is the only thing that's a -60 in the rulebook.
Okay.
Shit.
Yeah, you can't just fire blindly and expect to hit anything.
What if I did? No, I'm just teasing. Yeah, I missed.
He's 10 points off of it.
No, so this is how heap works. There is no blast radius. It just blows up until there's no more damage. So 1 away is -4, 2 away is -8, 3 away is -12, and so on forever. until there's just 0.
Oh my god. That's fucking ridiculous.
Okay, so at the end of that round, it's going to be the start of a new round. And then when you start the new round, you see these coming up around the side over here.
Hey, how's it working in time with the what's going on down in level 5?
This is probably happening so fast that
Yeah, this is. So it's back to stem. It's back to stem.
Sorry, it was muted. He's going to observe that they're being flanked. He will let the rest of the group know on his radio we're being flanked from the left. I mean his left, and he's now going to take a shot at this guy here.
Okay, so again, because of this ridge and him being at the bottom of that ridge, it's still an awkward shot with these intervening buildings. So that's going to be a negative 30.
Okay. Hold on.
Ooh, got him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to roll his fray,
Okay.
which he does not hit. So you hit him.
Okay. 20 points and 12 armor penetration.
No, that's nice.
So that gives him 2 automatic wounds and brings his what did I say they were? 40? So down to 20.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's HQ1.
If I shoot down in this, what kind of cover and stuff they get from the seeker or anything?
Yeah, they'll get they'll definitely have hard cover, so it'll be a negative 30.
What if I just shoot towards the spot?
Well, the blast, they would still be behind hard cover, so I would probably give them
Okay.
a bonus to their fray as well, if they're just dodging a blast while they're behind hard cover.
I'll just shoot at the middle one here. See how it goes. Let's see. Here we go.
So it flies down and kind of flies off wildly, and it overshoots and hits behind them near where the last guys were. You need to readjust your firing calculations as the blast kind of lands over here.
Okay. Error.
So the scavengers are going. That's these guys. He's going to make a move. He's kind of moving up this pathway here. he's moving up this pathway here, and he's going to take a shorter move because he's crossing difficult terrain and go right there. It's Roan. Roan.
Sal, you're muted.
Sorry. Let's see. If I have line of sight, I'm going to shoot, even partial. If I have no line of sight, I'm not going to shoot at all because it's all blind.
You know what you should do? You should shoot your submachine gun in full auto and it'll give you a plus 30 to hit.
Come on, say what?
I believe that's correct. Yeah, it's a submachine gun, so you can do a full automatic burst. You run out of ammo quicker, but it gives you a plus 30 to hit, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Is that correct, David?
I don't have like full auto in front of me right now.
Let's look. Yeah, this system's too crunchy, man. 198. Full automatic. Only one full automatic attack may be made with each complex action. This attack may be made on a single target or against up to 3 separate targets, as long as each are within 1 meter of each other. In the case of concentrated fire on a single individual, the attacker can choose to either take plus 30 modifier to hit or increase the damage value by plus 3d10. Firing in full automatic mode uses up to 10 shots. Spray and pray, baby.
Spray and pray.
Okay.
So I would put you at even, right? If you just shot at one guy.
It's minus 60. For the,
Minus 60, so minus 30 then.
For blind shot.
Okay.
That's all I was asking. I just didn't know if I had line of sight or not. From
No.
the berms and everything.
I mean, from here to who are you trying to shoot?
Just if I could potentially just see anybody.
David?
That's all I was saying is like if I can see anybody, I'll shoot. If I can't see anybody, I wasn't gonna shoot.
From your vantage point, these berms in the way, they're downhill. These two here are too close to this elevated area for you to actually get sight of right now.
Okay.
They would be a blind shot.
Okay.
This one back here is someone you could probably barely see, but or maybe these two are someone you could barely see. Anyone.
What about this guy over here to the left?
That's this elevated position here. He's too close to it for you to get a clean shot on him or see
Okay.
him. You see what I'm saying? He's like under a ridge.
Yeah. So I'll shoot at this one then, because I can see that one
Yes.
barely. Okay, that's the one I'm gonna shoot at.
Okay.
Do you know what my negative is? Positive, whatever I got.
It's going to be negative 30.
So it's
30.
even.
Oh, but you definitely fire away. You are locked on. He sees the sand and dirt in front of him kind of kick up as your shots are coming in and tries to dodge, but fails miserably. Go ahead and roll your damage.
2d10 plus 3.
2d10 plus 3? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Kill him.
So 13.
AP a 2.
Mick, this is STM 117. Request backup. We are being flanked. Cannot allow facility breach. Repeat, cannot allow facility breach. Protocol 001 will go into effect if facility breach imminent.
Yes, ISAT would say, we could use some assistance. This is taking too long.
I mean, do I need to go out? This shit ain't gonna go
Unlikely.
itself.
So this drone will make a move here, and then you just hear a thunk, thunk, as he launches canisters up into the air, and all of a sudden, smoke pops right here. Or near there. Let me roll his.
Nat 100.
Yeah. Let me find it. Grenades are launched using.
They're usually seekers, aren't they?
Yeah, what skill is that using?
Seekers.
Oh, it is just seekers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are each one of these squares a meter?
Yeah, we can call them a meter. That's fine.
I mean, just because we get to move 4 meters is technically what it is, right?
So his seeker is 80. So instead of landing where he wanted, it scatters. So I'll roll 1d10. Basically, 1 is north. So 5. So where's the? There we go. So I wanted it to land here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it lands right there. So basically, a large cloud of smoke starts enveloping this area here. There we go. And the smoke takes up a certain number of meters. God, there is a lot of crunch in this.
So, here's another question. I can run 20 meters, so if I'm doing by squares, I can run right at the top of them. That doesn't seem right, but...
You're obligated now.
Let's make it 2 meters per square. I mean,
I can still get right up on them, just so you know.
all right. I mean, you're in a tank, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna walk past that smoke.
okay. So
All right.
oops. So this area is covered in smoke.
Okay.
That was the drone, so it's the Raider's turn. The raiders. This one's gonna run up under this berm. This one is going to run up under this one here. And this one is going to run up into this little crevice valley area.
Did the scavengers go? I don't think they did they?
Did they not? Oh, did I skip
I
them?
don't think you moved them. No.
Okay. Yep. This one's going to run. This one is going to crawl, kind of up to that spot there. And it's Roan's second turn.
Do any of them partially visible?
Probably the only one that's going to be partially visible is right over here.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot at him.
You can't do a. You can do a semi-automatic burst, but not a full automatic because we don't have enough. We need to reload.
Oh, I haven't been doing full auto. I've just been taking my shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I
No, that's fine.
didn't take that modifier on that other one. I just.
Okay.
I'm just doing the shot.
Okay.
So I don't. He's partially hidden, Dave, or whatever.
Yeah. So that's again, the bullets kind of hit the dirt around him, kind of makes it fly up around him.
Hey, you could use Moxie and you would hit him. Might as well at this point. They give you an 8.
An 8.
Okay.
You should have 3 of them.
So you could eat them alive.
Let me see. Moxie.
It should be on the first
It's
page.
I have
Yeah.
4.
Dossier, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can buy extra of that. That's how that works.
Okay. So yeah, I'll use one.
Okay, so that turns into an 8. He's gonna roll for his fray. Obviously does not get it. So roll damage.
2d10 plus
3.
yeah.
I found the advance roll.
Armor penetration at 2.
So he takes 2 wounds, and wow, he the bullets hit him as he's running for cover, and you just kind of see the bullets tear through the back of his leg as he tries running for cover, and kind of blows out a chunk of his calf, and he falls to the ground.
What does Bug say? It's a tank.
It's a new turn order, so if Mick was arriving, this is when he would do it.
I mean, Sessa told me I wasn't needed, didn't he?
Nah, I think that was just me joking. I mean, he said that we could use you.
Oh. I mean, this needs to get done, but fuck it, I guess. Plasma some bitches. So I guess I would arrive.
And by TACnet, SciSat would try to give general locations of where everybody is, right? Just roleplay wise.
Mm-hmm.
Rally to HQ1. HQ1 moving forward.
You should have control. So, at the same time that Bugmick arrives, you see off on your right flank another drone appearing.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, what were the color-coded thing for the
What do
circles?
you mean?
Oh,
Let's see.
blue is your wound threshold, green is your durability, red is any wounds you take.
Okay.
When you take a wound, David, is that a negative
A
10?
negative 10, yeah,
Yeah.
to any roll.
Yeah.
So the more wounded you get, the worse you do.
Right.
So go ahead and roll your initiative, Mick.
Oh boy! Oh, well, give me 1 minute. Where's
Should be a token macro, I think.
new ability? No, wait.
Click your token, I should. Unless it's not.
All I see is new ability 0.
I don't know.
Oh man.
Or just roll D10 and add your initiative to it.
Oh, okay, that works. D10 plus 8. He's a badass. There you go.
Okay, so I'll add you in.
Get 2 actions per round because of. Let me find that. Neurochem. Is it Neurochem? Yeah.
That sounds
Neurochem.
right.
Okay, so it's STM's turn.
How does this guy? Can I see him from my vantage point?
Oh yeah, you absolutely can.
Beautiful. So I'm going to attack with my sniper rifle. So I kind of shift location as soon as I catch him in my peripheral vision, and the round is already chambered. Here goes 77.
Okay, so he's gonna roll his fray.
Okay.
Which he misses, so you hit.
2d10 plus 10. Ooh, with
He has an arm.
Oh my.
He has an armor of 10.
Do 10s explode?
My bullets.
Maybe not.
No, there's no exploding dice. But are you armor piercing?
Yes, I'm a piercing penetration of 12.
Of 12?
Yes.
So he
Outrageous.
soaks up none of that, I guess.
I guess nothing.
So no, that's not how it works. So armor piercing 12, he's armor piercing 10, so 29 would be 19 plus the 2 that get through, 21.
Okay.
He was at 40. Wait. Takes 2 damage. Okay. It's HQ1.
So Zypher just shot the drone, is that correct?
This drone over here, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna not worry about that for now, and I'm just gonna move down. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm gonna move right here. So I'm gonna run. Technically run. So this tank just starts, like a leg tank just starts like ripping through the sand over these dunes and just full bore forward. Advancing. Actually, I'll move forward one more. That'd be good for Sal.
It's Mick.
Well, fuck. I'm really happy I came out here. Shit. And it's looking around, seeing how things are going, and see this. Let me take a look here. I'd have to move up into... A move would be my action, so I couldn't move and shoot, right?
I believe you can move and shoot.
It's
Yeah.
a simple action.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't run and shoot.
Correct.
Because I would move up here for reasons, because it seems like a smart thing to get into cover since we've got all this shit here. So I'd get up into cover, one up, decent spot, and shoot that fucking thing. With my plasma rifle. So,
Okay. So you have a clear shot.
alright. Beam weapons it is. Let's roll like shit, boys. That ain't bad.
Oh. He's gonna try and roll.
That's a critical. That's a critical.
Oh, doubles. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He's gonna try and roll his fray though. But he's at minus 20 on his fray as it is.
Oh, it's time to eat shit.
He does not hit.
Doesn't a critical just double your damage wherever you roll?
Yeah, we'll make it a double damage on this. It was a clear shot.
Oh, fuck. Okay, 3d10 plus 20. See ya.
Oh my god. 82.
Armor pen of 8.
So, go ahead and describe what just happened there.
I'm kind of hauling ass up this hilltop. First of all, I've got the plasma rifle slung around me with a sling. It's jerking all over the place. I'm taking the drink with two hands, bottle real quick before I toss it to the side, and see this fucking robot way out here in the distance. Oh yeah, we need assistance. Oh yeah, we need all hands on deck for this one. No, don't fix the fucking machine. I was getting mad, and I pull the plasma rifle out and just, take aim. Vision's kind of blurry. Shake my head. It's clear. It's extra clear for just one moment. Vision just smashes the fuck out of it. Just destroys it.
Parts go flying everywhere.
Ha! Yeah! Lick my nuts! Hey, did you see that? Just going over to ST.
Affirmative. Good shot.
Great shot. Thanks. Oh, and go find where the fuck did I put the bottle? Damn it!
Okay. Roan?
After that spectacular shot, I'm blinded. No, I'm gonna I'm gonna shoot one. I don't know, how does that one look? Are they all clear now?
Oh yeah, they're like almost all in front of you.
I'm shooting this one right here.
They're about to start climbing HQ1 like a fucking jungle gym.
There's technically nothing inside, right? So it's not like a real tank.
No.
So
They don't know that, though. Clearly they're not very smart. Attacking a fucking tank.
All right, so 75 on 87.
Holy
He's gonna try and roll his fray, and does not make it. So roll for damage.
dilly dilly.
He tries to he tries to scurry off, but as he scurries off, he gets hit in the shoulder and kind of grazed.
I try to dodge that.
don't be afraid to use the full automatic on your next turn. You could actually just do it for damage, and it'll give you a plus 3d10 damage.
Okay, so it's the scavenger's turn. The scavenger that you just shot, as he reels around after getting grazed in the shoulder, reaches into like a side satchel, and he pulls a grenade out, and he chucks it in your direction.
Gonna hit his own dude, probably.
Let's go scatter dice.
His sequel.
Well, I mean, does it have a blast radius?
At this point, I don't think they care. There's a tank in front of them.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure. I'm just making sure they get hit too.
So he has a seeker of 60. So it lands right where he wants it, right on top of Roan. You can roll for your fray.
Oh god, that's gonna be interesting. Fray. Literally don't even have it.
So the tank is too slow to move out of the way. A grenade comes in, and that's pretty much,
Hey, Dave, Frey is off reflex. Does he have reflex?
I do. I have 25.
But fray is a specific skill.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, okay.
Let's roll the damage here and see if it even gets through.
Okay. It's a frag grenade is 3d10 plus 6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Does he have pen?
Penetration of 4.
Okay, so I get hit for 6 damage. Out of 90.
Oh.
Yeah, it just like dents the armor and electronics at 94% stability.
So that was that scavenger. This scavenger over here is going to just fire at you with an automatic weapon.
Oh god, that's not...
Yeah. With his kinetic, which hits barely. His kinetic is 50. And the rifles do not much.
If he's not rolling 3d10.
Automatic rifle is 2d10 plus 6.
That's impossible to hurt me. Can't get through my armor. That's 26 maximum. Can't hurt me.
Take
So
the pain.
fires.
Well, he's got pen, I suppose. But...
Yeah, the automatic rifles have armor penetration of 6.
No, doesn't get through.
So it kind of hits you and just kind of ricochets and bounces all over the place. And he's just like, fuck. This one over here runs up under this berm area so that he can't be seen. That's the scavenger. So now it's the raiders. This raider right here takes out a grenade and tosses it at Roan. I mean at HQ1. And he misses horribly.
Oh gosh.
So he rolls the scatter dice. 4.
Is that
So-
a critical failure?
Almost.
Would be actually. It would absolutely be a critical failure. 99.
So
You miss doubles. It's a critical failure.
3.
You should probably just blow up in his hand or
Yeah, so
something.
it basically drops right next to him. He goes to throw it, and as he goes to throw it, he loses his footing in the loose gravel that he's standing on, and it drops right in front of him.
Oh.
What was the damage before?
3d10 plus
3d10 plus 8, I believe, or 6. You're right. Yeah.
10, 10, 10. That's not bad. Oh no.
And he drops it right next to him, and you can almost see how wide his eyes are before there's nothing but pink mist.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Inefficiency. Inefficiency.
Oh no. Oh shit. Oh, what a fuck up that would be. What a way to go.
So this one over here, he sees what happens to that guy, and he just kind of like hands shaking reaches for his grenade
Oh gosh.
and tosses it.
He also critically failed. They literally both critically failed.
His critical failure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But because of it's a critical failure, rather than it just rolling off that way, which would still damage you, I'll have it. He threw it off to the side over here, where it has 0 impact and 0 effect on anyone.
Oh Christ.
This one over here starts kind of climbing up this berm here, but keeps just below the edge. That was the raiders, so now it's the drone's turn. This drone right here starts firing. Well, what was the name of that weapon? Sorry. 1 second.
This has been amazing so far. Should I throw my grenade? Fuck it. Guess so. Oh shit. At least I'm not that other guy.
Okay, so he goes ahead and launches a high explosive seeker.
Same thing I have.
A little different.
This one has radiation.
The heap does more damage and has better armor piercing. High explosive High explosive does less damage with no armor piercing.
Oh, that's not going to be good for him.
Yeah. So he's gonna fire off at HQ1 using his Seeker skill of 80. And he lets it loose, and it kind of comes out from the side. You can see it, and then all of a sudden you see a trail just flying through the air. And as it flies through the air, it's coming straight at you and makes impact. And you have no fray, correct?
That's correct. No armor piercing?
No armor piercing, though.
I take 3 damage.
Jesus.
Thanks so fucking beast.
It hits you and just kind of just rattles you in the dirt a little bit. Budges you just a little bit.
Does anything happen to that guy next to him?
Does it have a blast radius?
No, there's no blast radius.
Okay.
What is your total at right now? Because I see your
9.
Oh, I see what you're doing. You're putting it in there instead of reducing the.
Yeah, isn't that what you told me to do?
Well, no. A wound is
Oh,
when
okay.
you take enough damage that.
Oh, you wanted that wound in there. I'll say.
Yeah,
Yep, I got
exceeds
you.
your wound threshold, you get a damage. Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Jesus. And it's back to the top. Stem.
Well, no,
I get second
next second.
I never went. You
ran, didn't you?
Oh, we're second. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, so it's Roan's second turn.
Yeah.
Well, Mick and then Ron.
Yep. Because I get 2. What's my line of sight like on that fella?
It would be extremely difficult, just because of the intervening, buildings and blockades right there, and he's under that ridge. So you'd basically be firing blindly, which is a -60.
I'm gonna kill both those guys next turn. So.
Okay, so let's. How far? Let's see how far I could run. Because I might run up to some dunes so I can get the jump.
You can
on
always
these
run
targets.
20.
20?
20.
Oh, baby.
Mhm.
You fucking kidding me?
It's 10 squares is what he was
2,
saying.
3, 4. What? 10 squares?
That's what he said.
2, 3. 'Cause I can fuck these dudes up. 4.
But you can't. That'll be your action though.
Yeah, but it's my second action anyway. I'll go before them. So why the fuck not?
Yep. Right.
6. Right. Goes okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 behind the rocks. Seems good. High speed bug mech, vodka and plasma rifle in hand. I'm just gonna beat the shit out of this dude, I think. Go hands. See what he's made out of.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot that one right there.
Oh, close.
Oof. Which one were you firing at? I'm sorry.
This one right here.
I was responding to Bo.
Bo being disruptive.
Okay, so he is going to try, of course, and dodge out of the way of that. He sees the machine gun spinning up and turn to face him. And as it turns to face him, and he hears the whir of the machine gun, He dives off to the side and makes it. So as he dives off to the side, your fire hits the ravine just beneath him, and sends dirt and dust flying up into the air, as he successfully, amazingly, dodges out of the way.
I'm throwing a rock at him next time.
So that was everyone's second turn. So back to the top. So it's Stem's turn.
When this guy dodged, do you think he forgot about the sniper and is now slightly visible?
He did forget about that sniper. He was too busy trying to dodge machine gun fire when he kind of dodged out of the way and landed on top of the berm right there. So you have clear line of sight.
Excellent. Boom.
Crit. Right?
Yep. So he will once again. He catches a glint of your scope and tries to move out of the way, and does not do it. He oh wow.
46.
He go ahead and explain what you just did. He's not dead yet, but he is severely wounded.
Yeah. So basically, just Stem sees the machine gun fire kind of pop up in the distance, and then the sand fly off the ground. Next thing he knows, he sees this scavenger jumping out of the way, but now on the ridge. He has not smiled inside his mask in some time, but that was definitely a smile worthy, and he kind of chambers in around, takes his sweet time, and then fires. But he doesn't go for a headshot, he kind of goes for a spleen shot. Basically, he wants this guy to kind of fall down and start screaming his lungs out in a way to cause fear and panic among his comrades. He wishes he was dead right now, but he isn't. So.
And he does exactly that. He falls to the ground and starts holding his gut, screaming and yelling, blood kind of just pouring out into the dirt, covering his hands as he just kind of curls up on the ground, not knowing what to do next. HQ1.
Move my normal movement. Shoot a missile right there.
Okay, go ahead. Oof. So you hit your spot. As they see the blast come in, they'll try and dodge out of the way. Starting with the raider first. He does not make it. And then the scavenger will attempt to dodge. And he does not make it.
Okay, let me roll damage for these fellas. This will be a minus. I'll just do the. Let me see. It's this is taking the negative from the distance into account. 32 damage.
With the negative due to distance.
Yep. And then armor pen of 8. So.
So you fire into that area right there, and of course there's a massive explosion. Go ahead and explain how you dispatch both of these.
It just shoots it into the middle of them, and the heat from the the impact basically throws all the shrapnel everywhere, and the heat just singes the skin off their body as they're torn apart by, fragments of the missile just ripping them to pieces, and their bodies are just a hunk of burnt flesh and clothing and metal after it lands.
That sounds horrific. You're a monster.
More as hell. They should have never come here.
I'm a tank, as
I think they're
as Mick would
starting
say.
to agree with you. Mick, it is your action.
I'm gonna do something a little unconventional. No, so I haven't gotten to use these things at all. So this is why this is gonna happen. Mick knows full well he could absolutely ruin this man with a plasma shot, but that's no fun. So I'm gonna take a swig of vodka, drop the plasma gun, get my fucking Wolverine-esque cyber claws out, and rush this guy.
Okay, go ahead and do that. Make your attack. Schnickety schnick.
Schnickety schnick, here comes Bug Rick! Let me find my fucking unarmed that I've never used. So I've got specialty punches, I think this counts.
Yeah, sure, we can count that.
That's pretty garbage.
Oh.
How about I moxie that for 1?
Mm-hmm. 0.
001.
Yeah, moxie sounds good for that. Down to 7, since I've never used those.
7 Moxie, wow.
Yeah,
So-
I went all in on those.
So as you go,
This is the first session we've ever used one of that.
so
I totally just remembered them.
yeah, so as you go rushing in, you kind of trip over some loose dirt, but it's fortuitous because as you trip, you lunge forward and plant or attempt to plant your claws right into him. He is going to try and dodge that. It's not ranged weapon, so he gets his full fray, which he makes. He quickly dodges out of the way, easily dodges out of the way, and you miss him.
I'm still gonna rub the claws. He's like, yeah, it's time to party now, motherfucker! And it's gonna just keep going after him, swinging towards him.
It's Roan.
All right. I'm still trying to shoot this one right there.
But you're down here now, right? With
Yeah. Sorry.
HQ1, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna take a shot at him.
Hey.
So he will try, but he's hurting so bad. He's not. Holy shit!
He finds a piece of fucking scrap
finds-
metal.
How many wounds do they have?
4. He's minus 40.
Oh, he can't make it then, right?
The worst.
What's his base fray?
The worst you can do is minus 30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the lowest you can take a negative to.
He's a bada.
But what's his fray normally?
Normally, their fray is 80. Coming in at range weapons is 40. With his damage being minus 30 is 10.
He's a
Yeah.
badass.
So he kind of sees the machine guns again, once again, whir and start spinning up and turning to face him, and he just happens to find a log, some rocks that he just kind of hunches over around as he continues to hold his bleeding gut, knowing he doesn't have much longer, that he's pinned down and has nowhere to go.
Sysat says to Roan, Error, do you believe this is a rifle? This is a semi-automatic gun. You may compress the trigger and hold it.
Leave the shooting to me, robot.
Was
If I had a hand, I'd hit him.
Was that everyone's second actions?
No.
No, that was all first.
No.
That was all first action.
Yeah.
So Nick's second action.
They go and then we go.
They didn't go
Oh,
yet.
no, them.
Oh, the scavenger's turn. Yep. So this scavenger here is going to fire directly at Bug Mick with an automatic rifle. He has a kinetic of 60. And he misses. He was so startled by your lunge and your attack and having to move that he kind of fires off to the side as he's trying to recover from your initial attack. He misses you. This one over here, he's gonna take his last grenade out.
Oh man!
And he's gonna.
I'm waiting for that 4 damage.
This man's been pretty lucky though. Who knows?
And he's gonna throw it at the tank in one last ditch effort of trying to stay alive. He's not sure if he can do it. He's at negative 30 to his seeker of 60, so he has to hit on the 30, and he does.
Wow.
He
pretty lucky indeed.
He throws it, knowing that he has not much life left in him, and his seething hatred for what's going on here. His aim is true. What happened? Okay.
That ain't bad.
What's the penetration?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's wrong. It's 3d10 plus 6 with armor penetration of 4. Let me roll a d6.
That's it's the same thing, right? That you just did with armor pen. It just doesn't matter. It's the same thing technically.
Yeah, but instead of a plus 10, it's actually a plus 6 because it was a grenade. I hit you with a heat seeker or the heat missile.
No, then you don't. It's just subtract 4 from it.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. So
right.
It's a 6 then.
Yeah, doesn't get through.
It doesn't get through at all?
What is the pen or the AP
4.
penetration? No, it doesn't get through. 32 is what he's got to beat.
Jesus Christ, that armor.
But he would do a point of damage, wouldn't he?
No, because you subtract 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the Raider's turn. It is the drone now. The drone, kind of seeing where this is going, launches smoke right here. Using his seeker ability, you hear the thunk, thunk. And he hits right there, so there's a cloud of smoke obscuring line of sight in that area. Now it's back to the top, so it's Mick, your second action. You there, Mick?
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
It's back to your second action now.
Oh, let's try not to die. Here we go.
Hey,
That's better.
so he's gonna try and roll his fray, which he does not make. So you can roll for your damage.
Much less impressive, but here we go.
So you lunge in at him with your cyber claws and explain what you just did to dispatch him.
So he's just hip firing randomly, spraying all over the place like a moron. He got lucky missing me, dodging the first time, but not again. I sort of deftly moved side to side, rub the claws together because they're on all four hands, and then just plunge into him and take him to the ground.
Who's doing a line of coke?
I know, no shit.
That's exactly what it sounded like. Get it,
Sorry,
Zyver.
sorry.
And then just take him completely down to the ground and start ripping into him. And see, these other raiders, you might have been impressive, but to me, you're nobody. You should have tried to impress me instead, and then just click them together and cut his head off.
Jesus. Roan, you got another action, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot at this guy who's lucky.
Full auto. Shoot full auto.
All right, I'm going full auto. I switch it. I'm going full auto. He's pissed me off now.
He's
Are you going full auto for damage or for hitting? Oh.
so he tries to squirm up as far as he can under that one little rock he's hiding under, and does not make it. You hit him. Go ahead and roll for your damage and explain.
What's the damage on full auto?
It doesn't matter. I'm sure.
Well, I mean, it depends. 5d10 plus 3.
So explain what this looks like as you. Oh my god. Just
Beyond pissed. Hold the trigger down until it just disappears. The body. There's every bullet possible riddles into that target, and nothing's left but an eyeball.
And only known to the heavens above, you're not aware of this, but he gave up his last breath and bled to death just before the first bullet hit him.
I still shot him. Little sneaky fucker.
So at seeing all of this, these guys start running away. You see them all kind of start taking movements away through these ruined building areas. You can continue to take turns if you want, or you can let them run.
It didn't breach.
Yeah,
I'm just grabbing my plasma. I go fuck. I killed the guy.
I would head back. Heading back to base to secure.
Okay, so
over the comms, we'll kind of hear a growl coming from STM 117. Just like it's kind of his way of signifying one more day of defense of his installation.
So you guys kind of mop up there and head back to the facility.
But now we have to figure out, because I'm still down there, and he opened the door and I was going up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a while ago, though.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I just didn't know where that was falling in place.
Okay, so you're back at the facility here. Bug, Mick, go ahead and make one more test.
Electronics.
Yeah, your
Wow.
So as you get back, you start unloading your gear. You start kind of doing some self-diagnostics, to see what kind of damage has been sustained, what can be fixed, what can be repaired, reloading ammunition, all the basic kind of, after-action tasks that have to be done after a confrontation like that. While all that's going on, Mick goes back inside and starts working on the most essential part of this mission, which is getting this Farcaster built. And as he's in there, he connects the last rods and the last pieces, and he puts it in, and all of a sudden, this thing lights up and kind of whirs and comes to life, and you realize that you have the Farcaster built.
Haha, yeah! Let's go ahead and. All right, it's finally finished after 3 days of very hard work and a whole lot of alcohol. So yeah, thanks for all your fucking help.
Oops.
You followed schematics at 92% efficiency.
Fucking,
This should be in line with successful activation of the Farcaster.
Yep, goddamn right. Oh no, where'd I put the last one? Looking for alcohol.
So does STM's sensors kind of go off after the battle about the breach on level 5?
Your sensors did go off after the breach, but let me send you something.
Okay.
You guys can kind of continue deciding what you're going to do now that the Farcaster is successfully constructed.
I'm not doing shit. I'm sitting here looking at these computers.
Yeah, what did Sal find?
Yeah.
We don't know what Sal found. You guys got the door open, but
What do you mean? He's been in here the entire time.
That's right. His
Yeah, my Fury Morph's been in there the whole time.
I forget that you're
in two places
you're
at
in
once.
two places at one time. That's right.
Yeah. And then basically Sysat is too. He's with me
Mm-hmm.
in there. Not the
Okay.
Ghost Rider.
So I'm going to send you something, Sal.
Okay. Okay. So I know when they came back. So, hey, Mick, I need you to come on down here.
I'm taking a drink. Oh, damn it! Oh, start walking out. What for?
I need everybody down here, which is you.
Fuck's sake. Okay. Hold on. I need to figure out how to. I figure I gotta get down there. Scratching my
What is it?
ass
You
as I'm walking
people.
through.
I can assist.
No, that's all right. Look through. Make sure this thing doesn't like turn off or something stupid. Just watch it, okay? I'll be back. Don't drink anything. I sit walking by.
Affirmative.
And this is what we're looking at here.
So you open the massive hatch, and you walk into this area, and you just see these rows and rows of servers. There's just servers in the walls, servers in this center panel. There's all these computer servers, system servers, interconnected all throughout this area.
All right, what the fuck are we looking at here? Let's see.
I don't know. That's why I called you.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Hold on. And start. This would be hardware electronics again?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, after doing just even the most brief inspection, you automatically realize what it is, and it is servers. And looking closer at it, you realize that. Second. You realize what are in the servers.
Holy shit. It's servers just full of infomorphs.
And Sysat says, infomorphs? We should transport them back to Luna immediately.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to rig up some, we had to rig up the Farcaster and everything. But yeah, we could definitely get this moved, hooked up. Probably, I think.
Can Sysat communicate with the infomorphs?
Again, it would be a hardwire connection down here. You would need to, basically find an area to hardwire in. It's not part of the same network that was connecting everything upstairs.
Can I hook him up with the Ghost Rider?
I don't think they physically can connect. I mean, I'm not really sure how that works, but
yeah, I mean, I'll just get some fucking cables, and I'll hardwire it half-ass from here to there. Just give me a minute, and just start heading absently-minded back, not remembering. Stem is a fucking psycho, and this place is access, so I'm just gonna start walking back to go get some cables, I guess, and try to figure out how I'm gonna rig this up.
And you notice Stem is not prohibiting you. He's not stopping you.
Good. Let's go get this hooked up.
I'm just standing there like clicking my finger against metal.
Seems good.
It's like,
okay, you get up there and Stem is standing there. He's still, kind of where you left him.
yeah, the Ghost Rider Sysat would say, Stem, what is your programming currently?
Aid Firewall. Aid agents of Firewall. Provide any assistance necessary. Protect installation.
And Sysat says, what is your orders based on level 5?
Level 5. I see level 5. Level 5 has been accessed. No orders for level 5. Unclear Origin of memory for level 5. Only allow access to firewall to level 5.
Well, works for me. Here, take these cables. Start taking them down there.
Affirmative. And Stim starts walking down with the cables.
Oh, man. You know, I thought I was going to hate this job. Actually, not that bad. Gotta be honest. Start grabbing some other cables.
So you start taking the cables down there. You go down through the hatch to create a proper interface connection between the power, the area network upstairs between this area down here. You're going to need to make 3 successful hardware electronics checks.
Okay, I can assist with that as well.
Okay, so Mick starts hooking things up, connecting them, adding them in. He has obviously a good grip on what he's doing. Go ahead, Stem.
What have you done?
And I
Moxie.
moxie it.
So Stem, he kind of goes and moves, puts something in, realizes that's the incorrect spot, and moves off to the side and connects it in the right area after some contemplation.
I want to hook something up.
I slap her hands the moment that Roan tries. Don't you fucking touch my cables! Here, hold my vodka. Hold my beer. Just wait.
Mick finally hooks in the final cords and cables, running the line between a panel down here with the Farcaster up there, and you also have the server up there, which has communication monitors and everything, so that you can communicate with it. Of course, part of the plan was, once the Farcaster was set up, was to cast Naomi in as part of the confirmation that everything is set up correctly.
Cast who?
Naomi, the firewall.
Oh, bring her here.
I really was the only fucking person who paid attention to that briefing.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers.
Just can't remember.
Uh-huh.
Hey, why does this say level 3?
Yeah, so SciSat would try to interface with the servers to communicate with the infomorphs.
So you kind of you connect in there, and you have the server that allows for communication with infomorphs. It's basically a screen and audio connection.
No, I would just get in there with them. I would put a fork in there with them to talk to them.
Okay, roll an interfacing test. Okay, so you connect into the server, and get in line with the the digital information. And once you're inside, you realize that there are just banks and banks and banks of infomorphs that are just basically sitting in cold storage. Most of them, the vast majority of them, are somewhat comatose as they await being returned into an actual physical morph. There are several that are shocked to see an outside morph entering, and they don't know what it means. They're not sure how to explain what's going on, thinking that they've been in cold storage, living in almost like a VR cold storage this entire time.
Yeah. SciSat says, Do you know where you are?
One of them kind of quote unquote steps forward. Their code moves to the front stream and responds. We're in servers. We're in servers on Earth. We were placed here for protection. The fall, the Titans. Everything was being destroyed.
Everything has been destroyed.
What do you mean by that? What's destroyed?
Earth is no longer inhabited, except by very few. We are emissaries from Luna. Nectar.
Then we failed.
And Sysat doesn't really respond immediately, but says eventually, after some time of contemplation, to how to respond. Depending on your goal, if goal is to preserve Earth, yes, failure.
What happened with the Titans? Are they still out there? Are they
Unknown. Likely, yes.
What about the government? Is there any government left? Is there any structure left? What's the status of civilization?
And he would download as much information that he carries on him at a time to them. Here, parse through this. We shall look to cast you to the moon so that you and your infomorphs can be brought out of storage.
Oh, yes, of course, yes. That's why we were put here, for safekeeping until it was safe for us to come back out and finish our work.
What is your work?
Fighting the Titans. We were developing processes and plans and programs to help win the war against the Titans.
Sysat pauses for a moment and says, very well. And basically pauses for a while and says, this being is the sentient intelligence sentinel against Titan, Sysat, developed 12 years prior. Your goal is my goal. I will return you to Luna.
Yes, please, yes. And he's excitedly, he's obviously happy that he'll be taken out of, cold storage VR. Basically, to him, is a prison. Yet living inside of a server. No matter how good the VR, no matter how good the server, it's still not real life. So that's why most of them have decided to basically shut down and go into sleep mode until they've been rescued.
Mm-hmm. Wait here, we are developing a forecasting station. We'll contact superiors.
Yes, please do, please. And he kind of, his information stream kind of slips back into the mainstream as he goes off to tell the others that are still awake, if you will, what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Sysat pulls out the VR and relays the information to everyone.
So, yeah, he lets you all know what's going on. You guys can go ahead and interact on that information if you'd like.
You see any cute data stream girls in there for you?
Does not compute.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
STM will say, "What is my purpose now?"
And Sysat says, "Who am I? I'm
Someone
echoing through
echoing,
someone." Yeah, it's
Oh, so he's good. He's muted.
Okay.
Good.
I think it's me.
Yeah. Sysat says, "Your purpose is your own. Your duty is what you make of it. And just, I am sure Firewall would include you in their plans."
Affirmative. We'll stand by for new orders.
Right, and right now, just make sure those fucking cables don't get disconnected. There's your first assignment with Firewall.
Affirmative. Cables will remain connected for the duration of data transfer.
Kid's a natural.
And so basically, Sysat would then attempt to go to the Farcasting station or basically say, "We should test the Farcaster with one of my forks."
Let's do it.
So you're going back up to the Farcaster?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he would try to darkcast one of his forks back to Luna.
He's gonna fork cast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you basically as an infomorph, then obviously you are able to cast yourself back to Luna, and you contact I'm assuming Firewall headquarters in Naomi to let her know that you are in Luna and that you successfully established the Farcaster.
Correct.
Okay. So you get a hold of Naomi on Luna, and she lets you know that she's pleased, of course, with the information, with you successfully building the Farcaster, and that this is going to be a big coup for Firewall on Luna and for Firewall in general, being able to have a Farcaster in there. But she insists that we cast back to this area, and she comes in as an infomorph, kind of displayed through the audio visual monitor that she had set up for you guys to receive her here. She says we can't be casting back. We can't be casting everyone back to Luna right now. I'll meet you there. And so she puts in the coordinates that they use to drop you guys. You line up your coordinates with Lady K's Darkcaster up on Luna, because that's the one that you guys have been using, their facilities, and she casts into the facility here. Well, gentlemen, obviously you've succeeded. I hope it wasn't too much trouble
Pop the cork on my last bottle of alcohol and start drinking.
I see some things have not changed, Mick.
Nope, still the brain, still doing all the work.
Mick was instrumental in building the darkcaster.
And shoot some air finger guns at no one in particular because he's not there.
And what of Dr. Slavacek? Any information?
Likely he is in the info bank located on the 5th floor of this facility. There are, and he calculates how many infomorphs that he was able to gather were in there and gives her that number.
There are 500 infomorphs in there.
500 infomorphs contained within the server bank.
Well, Dr. Slavacek must be one of them. You'll need to find him and ask him about Project Blackout.
It is advised that these infomorphs are sent back to Luna.
Well, yes, we will send them back, especially Dr. Slavacek. But any information he has about Project Blackout is going to be located down here. We must get that information. We must get Dr. Slavacek. It's critical to our fight against the Titans.
Yes, I believe that I spoke to him, if my guess is correct, hypothesis.
Very well.
Then he would go back to talk to him if need be.
Very well. I'll leave you with the duty of getting those infomorphs back up to Luna. We can take them very few at a time, though, right now. Relations with Lady K are a bit strained at the moment. After Jimmy tried robbing her facilities, she's a little wary of us at the moment because we took him in, we trained him, and then he turned on her. She is wary of our loyalties to her.
Crazy all the difference one dumbass can make, right?
All right, let's go find this Dr. Slava something.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to try and smooth relations with Lady K so that we can send more infomorphs back and hopefully send you back as well.
Syset responds, "Very well. My fork is already on Luna with all our information. Speak to the fork if you need a debriefing locally."
Very well, we'll do that. And if for some reason we can't send you back specifically, we unfortunately will have to just let you stay down here, with the exception, of course, of you, Syset. But everyone else in an actual morph, unless we can find the sleeving pod down here, we're going to have difficulties getting you up there. We'll just have to take your ego instead.
Oh, man.
In any case, I'll leave you to it.
Sleeping pod.
We need Dr. Slavacek, and we need information about Project Blackout. And with that, she farcasts herself back to Luna, back to the moon.
All right, let's go figure this out.
So I guess I head back to the info bank to speak to them.
We'll start looking for the sleeving thing center, whatever it is.
Okay, so
one of us has to go back with them, right?
I think STM is down there near the servers, making sure that the cables don't disconnect.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
The Ghost Rider.
So you head back down to the server bank. What is it you want to accomplish down here?
You gotta
Yeah,
get
I mean, I'm gonna
Sci-Fi
go
out.
into the info bank again and try to talk to the guy again.
Okay. So you get into the info bank, and he comes kind of front and center again. He's like, yes.
And-
Are we ready for transfer?
What is your name?
My name, Dr. Gerald Ruffner.
Do you have any information of a Dr. Slavic?
Dr. Slavic? Do you mean Dr. Slavicek?
Dr. Slavicek.
Uh,
That's what I said.
Dr. Slavicek, well, yes. He was one of the lead theoretical scientists here at the facility when we were all put on these servers for our protection.
Is he with you now?
He is in one of the servers here. Yes. Do you need Dr. Slavicek?
Please bring him out of cold storage.
Okay, so he heads off to find Dr. Slavicek and bring him up here. Sorry. Oh, that's new.
Oh God. One of our lead theoretical scientists in the development of child pornography VR.
Is that Larry Nasser?
It's fucking his fucking great grandson. Dr. Slavicek hyphen Ness.
So, Dr. Slavicek, kind of his information stream kind of comes to the forefront here, and says, "Yes, I've been told that we are going to be getting out of here soon. Is that correct?"
It will be a slow process, but yes. And Syset says, and to speed up the process, if you could relay information to me about Operation Blackout.
Who are you? Where did you hear that?
I am Syset. I am a Firewall Agent.
Who told you about Project Blackout?
Are my superiors. I do not know who told them about Project Blackout. What is Project Blackout?
It was the system we were working on to finally get the upper hand against the Titans. It was going to finally let us defeat them. It was all theoretical, of course, but the facility fell and went into lockdown before we could complete our mission. And then for our safety, we were told to come here into these servers under cold storage. And here we've sat. I don't even know how long we have sat here.
10 years.
10. Years.
Please relay any information about Project Blackout, and I shall relay the information to Firewall, who leads the fight against Titan.
All of the information on Project Blackout was in the secured facility beneath us.
Level 6.
Yes, level 6. What other level would it be?
God damn it.
Yes, I said just... How do we access level 6?
Level 6, the security pass for level 6 is hidden in the security code in the mainframe here, and he gives you, the digital information on how to access level 6.
And Syset tells him, very well. Remain calm. Farcasting will begin shortly. We shall investigate level 6.
Yes, I must get back to my research. It is critical. It is of the utmost importance.
Worry not. Stay calm.
And he kind of just slips back into the stream. Hoping that you'll get him out of here and off of this server.
Yeah. And so he relays this information to everyone.
Oh my god, how many levels is this place? Now we're gonna find level 7, 8, and 9 on the way down. Fuck me.
Is
All right, let's get this going.
so
Just thought of a joke though. Good job, Mick. Why is 6 afraid of 7?
7, 8, and 9! Ah!
Guess asshole. Okay. So go ahead and roll an interface. Anyone, just to see if you can access
Huh. I wonder who's gonna do that.
this. Yeah. So you all kind of head down this corridor. It dropped you down into another level, and you walk into this corridor. And as you are walking into this corridor, it's just dank and it's ominous, and you're not sure, exactly what it is you're going to find, especially since there wasn't even supposed to be this level here. And for those of you with feet, you're just kind of stepping over tubes and over wires and different objects lying in your way, and you can see the history and the age and the grime covering the walls as you kind of walk down this passageway, not knowing exactly what it is you're going to find. And you get to the main hatch, and it's easy enough to bypass. It's not like any of the other doors that had such strong locks, meaning to you anyhow that those outer locks that you had to get through was to make sure that this entire area was locked down and secure. Stem even looks somewhat surprised, as far as he can look surprised.
Syset says, this appears to be a gate.
A gate. Define Gate. Parameters unknown.
A gate to another location, either intergalactic or intragalactic. Unknown destination.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's what you're displaying here.
So obviously, with your knowledge, this is where knowing the lore comes in handy. Roan, Mick, Sysat, you all understand this to be a jump gate, which are very, very rare, and this was not expected. And you guys essentially look on it with awe and a little confusion. And I'll let you guys just interact for a moment.
Are there more gates out there? Out there in space?
Undoubtedly, there are at least, and he calculates how many are known and gives that information. Like, there's definitely one on Pandora, right? So,
Are 2 gates?
Pandora, and he starts listing them off.
Is there? Fascinating. Most
Yes.
fascinating.
He just, Sysat just basically states, this will be an interesting find for Firewall. Unknown relevance against Titan.
If Gate exists 10 years ago, why choose server storage for infomorphs?
Probably because the other side of this gate's dangerous as fuck. Gates usually are.
Hey, if I shoot a bullet into it, where's it go?
This is possible. Unknown destination on the gate. Do not recommend passing through the gate. Unknown environmental factors.
Yeah, I don't think we touch it. I think it's cool and all and shiny, but I think find the data and then get casted.
Yeah, but where's the
Agreed.
Where's Project
We need
Blackout?
to relay this information to Firewall. This is Project Blackout.
And with that decision to relay the information to Firewall and get Dr. Slavacek back to Luna and in the hands of Firewall, you guys have completed your mission. Firewall will allow you to stay here and work out odds and ends and details. They will be extremely happy with the information about this gate here. You've set up future missions with a tool that wasn't expected. You've set up future humanity with Dr. Slavacek and his Blackout program and his fight against Firewall. You've assisted everyone in the appropriate ways and in the best way that you could. and now you sit here in Area 51, finishing up your job, and the decisions you make after this are up to you. And that's game.
Hey, well done. You know, we should have walked through.
Very nice. I want to know what's on the other side of that jump
Should
gate.
have convinced someone who has legs to walk through.
We can program.
I don't have legs.
And send them through the gate. We can.
Fuck
program-
that. Walk through the gate. No.
So it is a persistent universe, so
They won't
if
survive.
when this gets run again, this gate is down here on Area 51.
Nice. Nick's
Thank
gonna be
you,
giving that bug dick a test drive.
Yes.
Thank you for playing, everyone. It was, like I said, a little
See.
diffy and buggy. So I'm glad you stuck with it and bared with me.
That's good.
It'll be smoother and better with the more practice I have with this Roll20 as well.
Awesome.
Cool.
Good stuff.
It's all good.
All right. Well, with that.
All right.